Assalamu alaikum and good day to everyone, especially to you, ma'am. Today I'll be continuing our discussion. I'll discuss the seven environmental principles of nature and the concept of a green school. So this principle help us understand how nature works and how humans should properly care for the environment. So, as a student and future educator, it is important for us to become aware of our responsibility in protecting our ecosystem and promoting sustainability. So, here are the seven environmental principles of nature. The first one is nature knows best. So, meaning to say, nature already has its own way of maintaining balance. So humans should not abuse or destroy natural resources because doing so can cause environmental problems like floods, pollution, and climate change. So that is why we must respect our natural processes and use our resources wisely to ensure that future generations can still benefit from them. So for example, it's very evident in us that cutting too much tree, okay, because of that may lead to soil erosion and flooding because forests naturally protect the land. So that is why we must protect our environment. The second principles of nature is all forms of life are important. And that is right because this means that every living organism has an important role in our ecosystem. So like plant, animal, insect, and even microorganism contribute to maintaining environmental balance. So this means that even the smallest organism help in decomposition and nutrient cycling. If one species disappear, it may affect the whole ecosystem. Therefore, all form of life should be valued and protected. So that is why we must be responsible in protecting our environment. The next is the third principle. So everything is connected to everything else. Okay, so this means that in nature, all living things and non-living things are interconnected. Okay, what happened to one-fourth of the ecosystem affect the others. For example, pollution in river can harm aquatic animals, which can also affect people who depend on fish for food. So this principle remind us that our action always have consequences on our environment and society. So that is why I told you that you must be responsible to our environment. For our fourth principle, everything changes. So this means that the environment is constantly changing due to the natural processes and human activities. Because of this, people must adapt and develop better practices and technologies that help protect nature. Okay, so positive changes such as using renewable energy and eco-friendly products so can help produce environmental demand and improve our relationship with natures. Okay, the next is our five principle. Okay, so everything must go somewhere. Okay, so this means that there is no such thing as a way. When we throw garbage, waste does not simply disappear. It goes somewhere and may return in harmful form like pollution. That is why proper waste management is important. We should learn to reduce, reuse, recycle, and properly segregate waste to prevent environmental problem and health hazards. Imbis na itapon, pwede natin mapakinabangan yung mga basurang akala natin na dapat nang itapon. Kasi at the end of the day, sa atin din naman bumabalik yung mga activities na ginagawa natin, di ba? Okay, as for our six principles is that ours is a finite earth. So this means that the earth has limited resources. Water, minerals, forests, and fossil fuels can be depleted if people continue to overuse them. Okay, so this principle teaches us to conserve resources and practice sustainability. Okay, recycling, saving electricity, and avoiding wastefulness. Okay, yan yung tinatawag na pagsasayang lagi. Okay, because our simple ways to help preserve Earth's resources. Because kapag na-prevent natin yun, naiwasan natin yung mga activities natin yun, is pwede natin maalagaan yung kung anong meron sa atin. Okay, yung mga resources na meron tayo naturally. Okay, so for our last principles of nature is that nature is beautiful and we are the stewards of God's creation. And that is right. Because this means that nature is a gift that humans should appreciate and protect, since humans are capable of thinking and making decisions. So we have the responsibility to care for our environment, being stewards of God's creation. So this means that using natural resources responsibly and ensuring that nature remains beautiful and healthy for future generation. Kapag iningatan natin kung ano man yung pinagaloob sa atin ng ating Panginoon, is pwede pa ito mapakinabangan ng ating susunod na henerasyon tulad ng ating magiging anak, magiging apo, at magiging apo ng apo ng apo natin. At marami pang mga henerasyon. Okay, so now we're going to know what is green school. So this means that a green school is a school that promotes environmental awareness and sustainability through active participation of students, so teachers, and the community. It encourages critical thinking and practical activities that help make the school environment healthier and more eco-friendly. Okay, so the goal of a green school is to teach learners how to work together. Okay, how to collaborate in creating a sustainable future. So that is. Alright, so next that we are going to talk is the precepts of a green school. Okay, so number 1 is learning about environment. So this means that this focuses on gaining knowledge and understanding about the environment and environmental issues. So that is why students learn concepts such as pollution, climate change, conservation, and proper waste management. So through this, learners became more aware of condition of our environment and the importance of protecting it, because not all of the students, they already know how to protect our environment. Okay, kailangan maipaliwanag sa kanila ng mabuti kung paano and how they are going to protect our environment. So the second is learning through the environment. Alright, so this means that this refers to learning by directly engaging with the environment. So the students participate in activities both inside and outside the classroom, such as gardening, tree planting, cleanup drives, and environmental observation. Okay, through hands-on experiences, learning becomes more meaningful and practical because the students they can learn through hands-on. Okay, sometimes kung ini-explain lang natin is they find it difficult to understand it. But to put it into actions, they already know or they can easily understand kung what they have to do. Okay, kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. Ganun yan. Okay, so the last one, okay, our third is learning for environment. Okay, so this means that this aims to develop responsibility and action towards environmental protection. So, students are encouraged not only to learn environmental concepts but also to apply them in real life, just like what I said. Okay, by practicing eco-friendly habits and participating in community activities. So because of this, learners become responsible individuals who contribute to our environmental sustainability. Okay, so ayun. So that is why. Right. All right. So to conclude is that the seven environmental principles of nature teach us, okay, the importance of respecting and protecting our environment. Okay, while the concept of a green school encourage us to participate in creating sustainable futures. Okay? Naiintindihan? So, as a student, we can help by practicing proper waste management, okay, conserving our resources, and ano pa, and becoming responsible stewards of our nature. Okay, basta always remember that caring for the environment is for us. Okay? Kasi kapag iningatan natin, is sa atin din, tayo rin yung makikinabang. Wala nang ibang makikinabang, hindi makikinabang yung mga animals, kundi tayo rin mismo. Kasi, if we're going to protect our environment, is makikinabang tayo ng mga tao, and especially yung mga hayop. Okay? Dahil yung mga hayop is the animals is our source of our, like, sa animals din tayo kumukuha ng pagkain, like that.